Something strange just happened to me. No, not that. It wasn't an alien abduction. What happened is that I was at a poker table, I made a decision in a hand, and this is what I thought afterwards. Roll the clip.
I'm not super happy with the way I played, and that's why I left so quickly.
As you can see, I was absolutely disgusted with myself in that moment, even so much so that I decided to say this and make this decision.
At the moment where you're making bad decisions or suboptimal plays, time to wrap it up.
That's right. Basically, I decided I had messed up so bad I had to leave the table. I want to break this hand down for you and show you what I actually went through. I wanted to present that hand to you guys, but I asked for your feedback first. And then something really weird happened from what I thought initially to where I ended up.
All right, let's break down this hand and talk about what happened. So we have Ace Jack of Hearts, and we are not the pre-flop aggressor. We go to a flop of 10-9-3. I check, and the player, so I go ahead and check, and the player ends up checking behind. So now we go to the turn, and the turn is the Jack of Clubs, and I'm going to go ahead and check once again, which you can see I should be doing at almost 100%. It gets to my opponent, and now my opponent leads for 50. Before I click on the $50 bet, I just want to point out here that what are they doing this with? They are doing it with some overcards, which are things that we're okay with them betting. They're doing it with straights, and they're going to be, they have some two pair combos. You can see that the other side, what they're betting here is the straight as well. And there are some bluffs, some gut shots that have especially if they have the flush draw involved, and then some under pairs. So he bets $50, and now you can see that I'm pretty much just purely supposed to be calling with my ace jack suited. And with most of my range, really all I'm raising here is the straight, and this is 5% frequency. The straight, both the bottom end and the top end, and then occasionally throwing in a couple of bluffs with some overcards with a straight draw and the gut shot straight draw. So I'm going to go ahead and call. That's what I'm supposed to be doing most of the time, is calling or folding. So I call with my ace jack suited, and now the ace of clubs comes down on the river, and you can see that I'm supposed to be checking, which I do. I just want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to our sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by Sean's Wallet. Sean's Wallet, a leading producer of high quality content. He ends up making a bet of $150. He's got about $225 left in his stack. Take a look at his strategy here. He's betting a straight, a straight, a straight, a straight, a couple of bluffs, the sets if he has them, and occasionally a set of aces, which again, not super likely. But there are some bluffs down here, but you can see there's actually a lot of value that he's taking this line with and not a lot else. He's going to be checking down fairly often with some of these hands. Okay, he bets $150, and I was pretty shocked when I saw this chart because my gut said after the hand that I should have jammed all in and tried to get that last 225 from him. What's interesting here is that instead the solver has us just calling, and I sat and tanked on this hand for a long time. I thought about it, I wasn't sure what to do, and I thought I had played it wrong. I actually expected this to show an all-in. You can see that it may be like a 1% frequency or something it's going to be jamming, but you can also see that the jam is a losing play of about $50 per jam. So the call is profitable and the jam is not. So to talk about what a strange session it was, really I made the correct play in the hand, felt so uncomfortable in the play that I had made, and took this results-oriented approach where I looked at what had happened. I saw that he had ace queen, and I thought, oh my gosh, I should have got his whole stack. Why didn't I jam? And it just messed with my mind. And I actually thought I had made such a big mistake that I pulled myself away. So the mistake I ended up making was deciding that I had made a mistake and that I needed to walk away. What I could have done is maybe walked away from the table and spent some time analyzing it away from the table before I decide that I'm spent, I got to get out of here before I make a big mistake. So maybe an option that I have if I'm not sure right away. I felt so sure of it at that moment that I was wrong, that I had just completely punted. So interesting. It was an interesting spot. I definitely took a lot away from this hand. Another thing I took away from all this, guys, just analyze your hands no matter what, whether you won or lost. Something I tend to do is I tend to really analyze the ones that I lost, and I will analyze some of the ones I won, but I tend to do it mostly with the hands that I'm like, oh, I played this badly. How could I have played this different? I think it's really valuable to take the ones where you feel like, oh, I won all these chips. Clearly it was the right play. And go back and analyze those as well and say, hey, maybe I should have bet a smaller amount or a bigger amount, or maybe I should have checked there and tried to set more of a trap, or whatever. You might learn some things you don't expect to learn, even from the hands that you want. All right, a huge thank you to everybody who commented on the last video, but especially a big thank you and a shout out to Street Soul Lover. You've been commenting on these videos and putting in so much work and so many comments. It is hugely, hugely helpful to our community. We are better off for having you because you will take the time and analyze and break down everything. Whether you like my play or you dislike my play, it doesn't really matter. You're taking the time to think things through, and that makes you a better player. It makes us a better player. It just improves us all as a community when people are thinking like that. And it actually inspired me to start a new segment, which is coming out soon. I'm working on recording this, but we're going to start doing some community hand breakdowns. So if that's something you're interested in, you can contact me through Instagram. You can leave me comments with a feedback on, like give me a history of one of your hands. You're welcome to do that as well. And basically what I am looking for are some fun or interesting hands. It could be one that you felt like you played really well, one that you think needed some work or some help, and we're just going to take some time and celebrate some of the good plays and the big wins we've had as a community, and talk about some of the things that we can be doing better and the things that we can be working on so that we can improve all together. Let's make this a community of people who are improving on our poker game. So feel free to, again, send those out through Instagram or comment down below and leave those here so I can review them. Guys, thanks for watching this one. If you did not get a chance to see the session where I actually played this hand, give this a click right here, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.